Chapter 31. The echoes of mechanical angels dissipated to non-existence. Deceit was alone. The Time Lady took a deep breath of freezing, bitterly icy wind. "Halt program!" she shouted at the screeching blasts of cold. Immediately, every single flake of snow on the planet stopped in mid-air. The howling Arctic wind ceased. All existence on planet Vrem became motionless. Even the gigantic, rampaging beasts which populated the surface at a roaming solitude. "Standard interior," Deceit ordered. The surface of the planet Vrem disappeared in a shimmering mirage, replaced by a smooth, almost mirror-like onyx. The ceiling was a mile above, almost impossible to see. The black metal she was bleeding upon ran the surface of the planet, and from Deceit's perspective appeared as if it went on for infinity. "Console!" the Time Lady yelled. The standard time capsule control console appeared next to her, black and charcoal gray in color, with a pulsing crimson time rotor. Underneath her black chair morphed a surface like liquid, lifting her upward toward the controls. Deceit furiously stamped dials and pushed glowing red levers as the planet Vrem slowly shrank down to a perfectly symmetrical onyx sphere, approximately the size of a minivan. "Engage emergency medical initiative." The Time Lady was losing blood and fully aware that she could lose consciousness. While this would not kill her, she really didn't want to waste another good regeneration on that worthless bastard traveler. The control console emitted a fluctuating red beam which scanned Deceit, stopping her freshly severed ankles. Immediately, from the floor, two snake-like black tendrils of coral attached themselves to her stumps with a sickening, grinding, and drilling crunch. Deceit screamed in agony for several moments. "Anesthetic!" A male voice from behind her.
"Negative. Anesthetic would interfere with the genetic reconstructing sequence."
The stranger circled the console. When he was directly across from her, Deceit saw that he was slim and wore a violet suit. He looked wary yet determined. He was the one she was waiting for. "About time. I thought they were going to kill me." Deceit coughed and wiped hair from her face. "Again."
"I like what you've done with the place."
The slender man took off his mauve derby, gazing around.
"Never in a million years did I see an ever-TARDIS."
He dropped his gaze to her.
"Did they ask any questions? Interrogate you at all?"
"They suspect nothing." Deceit smiled haphazardly through the pane.
"All 5 of them there?"
"4," the Time Lady interrupted. "It was Mr. Blue, the man in red, Professor Green, and Black." She gritted her teeth as she peered up at the stranger in orchid.
I wonder why Mr. White chose not to.
"What?" The slim man nodded.
"This is for Time Lords. Technically, Mr. White isn't. I suppose that means he's off limits."
The Time Lady was growling impatient, and the coral snakes were digging further up into her legs. "So what?"
"Were you able to get it?"
Deceit raised her left hand in the air and looked at her left wrist. "Got him." The iris-clad stranger became animated, grinning deviously.
"Who?"
"Black."
"Are you kidding me?"
The Time Lady shook her head, sweat dropping from her eyebrows. "No. Black grabbed my wrist while I was inside the Endless. I got him." The violet stranger scanned her wrist with a purple beam that emanated from his watch.
"Excellent. Traveler's 5th incarnation. 681 years old now."
"Now you have the impromptu. Traveler's impromptu." We're even. Deceit managed to finish her sentence before screaming in a horrific pain. The man in the orchid suit peered at the data on his temporal watch. He absently nodded, his smile fading. He seemed to remember her after she yelled for a while, then turned and said,
"Quit shouting. It could be worse. You'll have a few feet in a couple of hours. I had my leg cut off by a space pirate once. Couldn't get to purge, so I had to regrow it myself. Took a week and a half."
He finished reading the data.
"That is pain, my friend."
The violet stranger returned his gaze to her.
"Good thinking, by the way, disguising your Evertardis as an Urbano form. My God, that was clever."
The Time Lady was trying to nod and smile at the congratulations, but bone and sinew were now being regrown at an alarmingly painful speed. She opted to grunt her response. Only a Evertardis can disguise itself as a living thing, so I charged it fully for the first time in Cardiff over that amazing natural rift. It took some time to integrate myself into the police force, but it was worth it. Then Mr. Blue gave my Evertardis a free ride to the Medusa Cascade, sent it off, bon voyage, to claim the spot of Rim, where I knew he would dump me after I lost the fight.
"Oh, is that right? What a perfect setup you got with your DNA."
The slim stranger chuckled.
"I simply cannot believe that none of them suspected what was really happening. None of them thought about why you were in Cardiff. No one asked what you were up to. Not really. Traveler. So self-obsessed."
He shook his head, grinning once more, as the man in orchid walked away from her toward an iris-colored wardrobe. Deceit managed to shout, "The only thing I can't understand is why you want to do this." Over Deceit's screams, the violet stranger muttered,
"I hate being a Time Lord."